Welcome to Motivation and Leadership. My name is Evelyn and I'm a strong believer of personal leadership. You cannot lead somebody else unless you know how to lead yourself. We are in the process of discussing or understanding how to lead teams, and we hopefully by now we know the difference between personal leadership and leading teams. When it comes to leading teams, in short, you're creating leaders or people who have as high effective personal leadership skills so that they can handle your workload, they can handle the workload before them, they can handle your team, or they can handle your organization, whatever it is, or your mission. And one of the most important things, in fact, I call it the number one thing that you need to do as a team leader. And when I'm talking about team leaders, hopefully by now you understand that for me, a team leader is anyone who is leading teams. You could be a CEO, you could be a team leader as they call you in your organization, you could be a manager. As long as you're leading teams or you're leading a team, you are a team leader. That's how we talk or we define team leaders in motivation and leadership. And the first thing you need to do is to understand the people you're leading. You cannot generalize people. You cannot lead people en masse. You cannot expect every member in your team to respond the same way to every situation. People are different. You're different. I am different. We have people who handle positive criticism differently and negative criticism differently. We have people who handle motivation differently, or they get motivated in a different way. We also have people who respond to rules and regulations differently. So you need to understand the people you have on your team and how they respond to different situations. You could be having a very good worker or a very good team player, but when something happens, like they have to fix a mistake or something has happened that is out of the ordinary, they panic a lot. But that does not make them bad workers, doesn't make them bad team members or team players. It's just that for them, a mistake on something raises to panic, and that those mistakes don't bother them. It's nothing. So you need to understand, who do you have on your team? How do they respond to different situations? What makes them motivated? What makes them demotivated? And for you to do this, you have to take everybody individually. You have to understand me as Evelyn. You have to understand my strengths so that you can boost those strengths. You have to understand my weaknesses so that you can guide me on how to overcome my weaknesses. You have to mold me into an effective personal leader. You have to mold me to be able to lead myself. You have to mold me to be able to manage my time well, to boost my organizational skills, to boost my decision-making skills, to boost my communication skills. Your job as a team leader is to ensure that I, as your team member, I am becoming a better person in handling situations at work. You have to mold me into a better person so that I'll be able to handle the work on my table in your absence or if you're around. I should be able to make decisions whether you're around or not. Sound decisions. I should be able to handle mistakes as they come with a calmness that I can master. That is your job as a team leader, to mold me to become a better person. So if your team members are not performing, find out why they are not performing. Don't call your teams together and shout at them and ask them and grill them and give instructions and no. Call me as Evelyn. Ask me, okay, what kind of help do you need from me? How can I help you to become a better person? Let Evelyn give you feedback. So your major task is to understand the people you have on your team, is to understand how they react to different situations, is to understand their weaknesses and their strengths, and use that to mold every team member into an effective personal leader. You will never go wrong. I know you have what it takes in you to become a better leader and to mold people to become better personal leaders. As usual, I believe in you and you should believe in yourself.